It's the end of week one at COP27. In less than 3 days in Sharm el-Sheikh, ESG Clarity has been at 5 sessions and interviewed experts from across the investment industry. The atmosphere on the ground is chaos, but without the vibrance. The blue zone, where a lot of high-level discussions are had, is unnavigatable, meaning, as one expert told us, good conversations are happening between a wider group of stakeholders, but without the awareness that some of these same discussions might be happening across the pavilion, for example. As we said in our Finance Day video, these discussions aren't leading to big announcements. Does that mean the work is being done? There's been no shortage of net zero target guidance launched, from the UN and ISO, for example, and global partnerships formed with baselines set. Or do governments, businesses and investor networks just know new announcements mean further scrutiny next year if, for example, targets aren't met like they were not this year? I asked Andrew Griffiths, Director of Community and Partnerships at Planet Mark, for his perspective on the conference.
Well, I'd say upon arrival there was quite a lot of scepticism and pessimism about the outcomes that we'd achieve here. But there is a shift starting to occur, I think, that some of the more action-oriented conversations, the talk of implementation, but also a lot of the commitments that are being made that are geared more towards action than target setting. There is sort of a cautious sense of optimism and hope starting to emerge.
There is a sense of cooperation here. Jeff Scott, chair of Rewired Earth, said the following.
I think the idea of collaboration, that's really something I'm getting a feel for. People talking a lot more openly and being very focused on data, getting the facts, getting reality, no greenwashing, getting into the detail. So that suits what we're trying to do. That's great.
But is this cooperation the result of having fewer people around the table? Protesters have been designated a separate area at COP this year, inaccessible from the conference. What doesn't get seen doesn't get heard. And the green zone, supposedly for civil society, is an empty shell kept unnaturally lush. Meanwhile, there are a record number, 600 in fact, of fossil fuel lobbyists at COP this year, 25% more than last year. Governments, businesses, investors and all decision makers have to make sure they're listening to the right people. Please keep looking out for more coverage of COP27 on ESG Clarity all this week. We'll leave you for now with a clip from Margaret Kuhlow, Global Finance Practice Leader at WWF.
We need that money now, on the ground. You'll see lots of people walking around with examples of what's happening to their family at home now. So I think that we're not necessarily getting the speed. Certainly everyone is interested in working together, but it needs a lot more and a lot faster.